For like the last 20 years, the game was pretty simple, right? You rank higher, you get the click, you get the traffic. Done. But now, looking at 2025, search isn't a list anymore. Nope, it's a conversation. And the playbook for winning that conversation, it's been completely torn up. So let's dive into what that actually means. So here's the big question everyone's debating. Is SEO the same thing as AI search? I mean, on the surface, it kind of makes sense. AI has to get its information from somewhere, so the old rules should still work, right? Well, it's not that simple. Not even close. The answer's a lot more complex, and honestly, getting this wrong is already making some major brands totally invisible. And boom, there you have it. Marketing guru Neil Patel just cuts right to the chase with this one. He says SEO and AI search overlap, but they do not operate on the same physics. Think about that. He's basically saying that confusing these two is like, I don't know, trying to write a newspaper headline for a radio ad. I mean, sure, you might get lucky, but the whole system just isn't designed for what you're doing. So what are these different physics he's talking about? Okay, first things first, let's really get our heads around how massive this change is. We're literally watching search engines transform from something that gives you a list of possible answers to something that just gives you the answer, straight up. For as long as I can remember, we've all known what SEO is, right? Search engine optimization. It's kind of been like the gravity of the internet. It's the structural engineering that makes sure you get found, you get indexed, and you get ranked. At the end of the day, it was all about one thing: getting the best position. And how did you get that top position? Well, you've built it on these core pillars. It was basically a fight for digital real estate. You know, those top spots on the Google results page. You do your keyword research, you tweak your on-page SEO, you'd hunt for backlinks, and you'd make sure your site was fast and easy to crawl. And if you did all that right, what was your prize? Clicks and traffic. Easy peasy. But, and this is a huge but, here's where that whole model just completely falls apart. See, AI search doesn't always need to show you a list of links. It just pulls information from all over and cooks up its own direct answer. So guess what? Your #1 ranking means absolutely nothing if the user never even sees the results page to begin with. And that right there, that brings us to the new frontier. It's not enough to just get found anymore. Now you have to be understood and actually used by the AI. Welcome to the world of AI visibility. So what exactly is AI visibility? Well, you're going to hear it called GEO, which is short for Generative Engine Optimization. And the goal here is a total 180 from what we're used to. It's not about getting a click. It's about making sure the AI finds your stuff, trusts your stuff, and then weaves it into the answers it creates. And yeah, that might not always get you direct traffic, but it means your ideas are the ones shaping the entire conversation. Now, this is super interesting. This is how the AI actually thinks. It's a retrieve and generate model. So step 1, it retrieves or grabs a bunch of sources it thinks are relevant. Step 2, it generates or creates a brand new answer by mixing all that info together. And step 3, well, it might cite you, or, and this is the scary part, it might just suck up all your knowledge and never send a single person your way. And this right here, this is the perfect illustration of those different physics Neil Patel was talking about. Just think about it this way. SEO is like gravity. It's predictable. The bigger your site, the more authority or mass it has, the more attention it naturally pulls in. But AI visibility, that's more like electricity. It's super dynamic. It flows through the path of least resistance. It's all about powering answers based on whatever content is the clearest and most helpful in that exact moment. This chart just lays it all out, plain and simple. I mean, look at the difference here. The main goal of SEO, clicks. How do you measure it? Traffic. For AI visibility, the goal is inclusion in an AI answer, and you measure that with citations and overall influence. It's crazy, but you could be an absolute king in one of these columns and a complete ghost in the other. Okay, so there's a huge technical reason for why this happens, and it all comes down to code. See, Google's web crawler is super smart, but a lot of these newer AI crawlers, they can't really handle JavaScript very well. What does that mean for you? Well, if your website is modern and dynamic, and a lot of them are, the AI crawler might just see a blank page. All your amazing content, poof, it's like it's not even there. So just how big is this problem? Get ready for this. According to Neil Patel's research, only about 19%, 19 of the top ranking pages on Google are also showing up in AI answers. Just let that sink in for a second. You can be the absolute champion of Google search and still have an 80% chance of being completely ignored by AI. That's wild. Okay, so the game has clearly changed. Just ranking isn't going to cut it anymore. The new goal is simple. You have to get the AI to trust you and use your content. So, how do you do that? Well, it's not about being the loudest. It's about being the clearest. Think of it this way. AI models reward content that's easy for them to digest. They want to be able to understand it, extract it, and verify it fast. So what does that look like? It means clear headings, bullet points, and lists. It means creating snippable content, short factual paragraphs that an AI can just grab and use. And of course, it means backing up everything you say with data and just writing in a natural human way. And the data totally backs this up. When you look at what has the biggest impact on getting cited by an AI, it all comes down to substance. Things like adding real statistics and citing your sources, those are at the very top of the list. It's really not about being a clever writer anymore. It's about being a super reliable, fact-packed source that the AI knows it can trust.
Now, the really important thing to remember here is that this is not an either-or kind of deal. You don't just throw away everything you know about SEO. No way. You build on top of it. You need a smart, hybrid strategy that lets you win in both arenas. So let's walk through that playbook right now.
Okay, here are 5 things you can start doing today. 1. Go back and audit your old content. Add summaries, break up those giant paragraphs. 2. When you write new stuff, design it to be easily extracted. Use lists, answer questions directly. 3. Double down on EEAT, Google's whole thing. Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. 4. Go use the AI tools yourself. Ask them questions about your industry and see who they're citing. And 5. Work on building your authority on places the AI already trusts, like getting mentioned on Wikipedia.
At its core, this is a massive shift in how we need to think. For the last 20 years, our job was to grab a user's attention for like a few seconds. Now, our job is to actually shape the AI's entire understanding of a topic, forever. I mean, that's a much, much bigger deal. So here's the bottom line. The grand prize in this new AI-powered world isn't just getting a click. It's becoming the source of truth, the one the machine trusts to teach millions of other people. SEO helps you get found, but AI visibility, that makes you the authority. Look, the people who win in 2025 and beyond, they're not going to be the ones sitting around arguing about what to call this stuff. They're going to be the ones who are already adapting their strategy. So the only real question left is, how fast can you master both?